Now then, as we're going, Baldy's Battles in Miniature. This is battle report number 14. Did a DBA 3.0 game. It was that classical matchup, the Normans versus the Seleucid Empire. So here's a table which got set up with 3 plough and a wood. Here's the Normans on the table. Dale's just finishing painting off the last of his knights. He's basing up some new models and trying to get them finished so that we can actually have some light of day games as well, which I'm not looking forward to because I haven't got much in the way of Dark Age 15mm. So it looks like my Caledonians might be getting trounced over by the Normans regularly until I get something else. Probably won't bother getting anything else. So unfortunately, these Normans are either destined to slaughter various Caledonian forces or actually end up fighting Greeks, Seleucids, Romans, etc., 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 as such is the way at Janko Toys. And here's my Seleucids. Some mild to heavy proxying did take place. So on the far left, those 2 javelin men are actually auxiliaries, and the second unit of cataphracts, the first one's my general, with a golden general, of course, and the second unit aren't cataphracts, they're just cavalry. I only brought 1 box of stuff down, so in fact, even now I remember, even the spearmen on there are pikemen, so it's actually massive proxying, but nobody minded. And Dale started off, so he started splitting up his forces. Clearly, he was going to go and try and get round my flanks and take the advantage with all his knights to start giving me some kicking. Obviously, never want to shy away from a fight. I decided to move forward. I've left my auxiliary and my Siloi over there in the wood on the right. Really just because I didn't know what else to do with them. I didn't want them facing up to knights and getting run down. I thought, well, at least if they're over there in the woods, it's giving the knights something to think about. If the knights swing round and get into my flank, they might be able to come back up and do something. And everybody else just ran forward, really. Or trundled forward slowly. There's another shot of us getting close. I think the Normans didn't get many pips on their dice, and Dale again was been a bit cagey. Waited to see what happened. I think he probably needs some big pips to start really taking some advantages, and he was quite happy to start sitting there and start doing some bow shots at me because I've got no ranged effects at all. And I moved up. I decided to take the risk. Dale had been rolling so badly for his dice anyway. Thought, well, sooner or later he's going to get around my flank and be able to do things. At least if I push up now, if he gets a bad pip, he's going to have to make some decisions as to what he does. And obviously, in my turn, I get to go in and hopefully get the advantage of some of the combats. So he did get some okay pips. He's advanced all his centre lines. He's pretty much engaged everywhere along the entire line. And he's brought a unit of knights over onto the flank of my general. So my general's a knight. So it was pretty evens up there. But I still didn't like the fact that he was down on my flank. Obviously, spearmen or pikemen in the middle should be able to sort out those spears and the blades, the bows, sorry, and the elephants usually get slaughtered, to be honest. So starting off on this side, the light horse actually managed to hold off the knights, which came as a surprise for everyone. The Siloi didn't manage to hold off the knights in front of them, and that also came as no surprise to anyone. Over on this flank then, he decided to have a go at the general. Lost, which was great for me. So my knight pursued his knights while the other ones backed off. And no doubt somebody eagle-eyed will have spotted a mistake before then, but I think this is our first mistake. I know my elephant obviously recoils a full base width, but actually thinking about it, I'm fairly certain those. Well, actually, those cavalry. I'm thinking originally those cavalry should have pursued and made it actually fully into base-to-base contact with the elephant. But for whatever reason, we didn't. But now, rethinking myself, I'm wondering if actually they should have pursued an elephant. So, yet again, rules conundrums are not to be answered on this channel, because we'd no doubt forget them the next game anyway. And the curse of the blurry camera, obviously rapidly becoming a trademark of this channel. My elephant manages to win against the knights, but not enough to trample them down. The knights over, well, sorry, the cavalry over here actually do manage to do the spears over though, and manage to catch them, which was nice. Obviously, that flank from my general, or overlap from my general flank actually, managed to help there. And then I think he was leaving the pikes till last because he didn't really fancy him. He'll probably fancy him less now, to be honest. This one, I don't do enough to kill his spears, so we just pursue after them. We do manage to kill the boars, so we're starting to crack up the wins. But I was actually hoping I could win the game on this first turn. Well, first turn of major combat, because if I can't, and then he starts getting around my flanks, it's going to rapidly turn into a nightmare for me. So I know I'm being a little bit greedy, but I was hoping that I could actually win the game on this first turn. Well, first turn of combat, as I keep saying, repeatedly. And obviously it's my turn now, so I got some pips. I managed to get my cavalry around into the flank of these knights, so we managed to kill them. I know the skull base makes it look as though the cavalry killed them. The cavalry didn't kill them, the general knight killed them. The cavalry just stopped them being able to recoil off. A little bit of fisticuffs down here. We had a bit ineffectual, really. His spears and my pikes decided they weren't that keen on fighting each other, and I think the elephants and knights didn't do much either. There's another picture of an elephant's bottom. Strangely, it's the only bit that seems to be focused on the entire picture. I'm not sure what that says. My knight obviously got my other elephant got beat by these knights, and was slowly coming further and further away from the main combat. And my light horse over there, we're trying to hold off 2 units of knights, because as soon as those knights start to get their turn, they'll be coming round into the flanks of the elephants and starting to get right round the back of me, which I'm not keen on. Here's my light horse having a scrap against the enemy knights, which killed them. And then the enemy needed a massive roll, so he rolled a 2, which pleased me mightily. I may have laughed massively and then demanded that I take a picture of his dice. I am definitely a sore loser and a sore winner, so there you go. Blurry picture. Obviously, I'm guessing that these 2 javelin men acting as auxiliaries, facing the knights that hadn't been based, weren't too keen on being photographed. And there we go. The knights start to get round into the flank of the elephants. The elephants go, the pikes go, the next pikes go. So things were starting to look a little bit tricky for me now. The auxiliary got stamped out by the knights. So again, we're starting to get to the squeaky bum stage for both of us. And on here, my elephant actually managed to kill a unit of knights, which had been pretty much fighting him for a number of turns. So I was pleased with that one. And then again, miraculously, the other elephants managed to kill the knights they were facing as well. So despite being flanked, despite looking like it was all over for me, I'd actually managed to do over his unit of knights, which was great. We finished off the rounds of fighting. These spearmen seemed to have done a magnificent job of holding up my pikemen. And there we go. It was a victory to the Seleucid Empire. 3 lots of knights, unit of spears, and a unit of bows versus my light horse, my Siloi, and some auxiliary. So I was okay with that one. Thanks very much for watching. Realise I've probably said a million times. I'm not going to redo it again. I should really do, but I'm not going to do. There we go. Again, I'll stop talking now. That's probably for the best. Okay, thanks everyone. See you next time.